day 34 of traveling like there's no tomorrow. We are on our way to this restaurant, so come and have a look with us. Alright guys, this is one of the best looking restaurants I've ever been in my life. This is just amazing. Like, it feels so original. Good feeling. Sitting next to this mosque, and the prayer is going on inside. And as I was sitting here, Gabo was over there taking some videos and photos. I just realized that in the past 4 days, except for the sky bridge, we haven't seen one single group of tourists. None on the street. Not in a restaurant, maybe in the hostel, but those are all like Muslim tourists, travelers mainly coming for Mecca. And it is actually crazy how underdeveloped the tourism is, because it's so recent that they opened up. So that's one thing which is absolutely crazy about it, that I'm sitting here next to this mosque. This is probably one of the most famous mosques here in Riyadh, and people are coming here as it's praying time, and they just like, they don't even know how to look at me, because they just live this life for their whole life. They've been living this life without any tourism here, without any Europeans here, and now they are just looking at me like, why are you not coming inside, or like, what's going on with you? And yeah, it is an interesting feeling, absolutely. So I'm really curious how this will go down, and how soon Saudi adopts tourists into its everyday life. Also noticed again, and I just cannot comprehend this, everything that we see here, millions and millions of tons of concrete, and my grandfather is older than all of this, is insane. Like everything that we see here, the mosques, the lanes, the highways, the cars, every building that is around us is just so young, and it's so huge. It's mind-blowing. If we want to rate things, there is no underground, there is no crossways, you just cannot cross the road. It's quite disturbing actually. Shit ton of cars, and you have to walk until you find something on which you can cross the road, but it's kilometers. So you always hear about those AC equipped bus stops. This is one of them. It's 22 degrees inside, and it's so cool. Outside 35, something like that. Insane heat, and you can just wait for the bus. Over here, complete peace. Very nice, very nice. We have arrived to the last thing in Riyadh that we wanted to see. It's a park, relatively big lake. It's 11 Riyal, which was kind of painful. I mean, okay, 3 euros, but at the same time, it's just like, it's a park. It's just a lake in the desert. But whatever, most importantly, we checked out every box on our list that we wanted to see. So tomorrow is completely free. We're gonna do whatever we want to do. I wanted to tell you about last night because we met an amazing soul, really lovely wise Egyptian guy. He is here for Climate Week. A Moroccan guy who was also very kind. Then later on a Saudi guy joined the conversation, and finally I got some answers to my oil questions, because that was one of the main reasons why I was trying to communicate with locals, trying to communicate with people here. And finally I got to meet a climate activist, and the Saudi guy was actually working for Aramco for 15 years, which is one of the biggest oil companies here in Saudi. They told me a lot about this oil situation, how they try to make it more sustainable, and also with the tourism. They told me that the economy is not supposed to rely on tourism, rather just increase the income. They also said the oil is not gonna run out in the next 200 years. So it's just gonna be more and more expensive as you drill lower and lower. So that's why it's gonna be more sustainable and cheaper to use renewable energy. They told me a lot of tools, a lot of projects, a lot of improvements that they are making in this field to make it more sustainable, about the fossil fuels, solar energy, how the solar panels are made out of sand, and every single detail of it. And it was a long conversation, 2 hours. So I cannot summarize it to you, but finally I got to understand that the goal here is not to rely on tourism, because oil is still gonna contribute to this country's economy, but rather increase the popularity and increase the income by inviting more people in, by inviting more money in from the outside world. So I think that's what I understood so far. Being a tourist is not an option here. When we came here on the way here, the taxi driver, and it happened like 5 times so far, every taxi driver we meet is like, oh, what do you work here in Riyadh? Or like, are you here for work? And they don't even understand the concept of a tourist being here. Like, they don't really understand like a tourist. What does that mean? Obviously they understand what does that mean. It's just they are not used to it.